Hello friends, Mandar here and I am back with another video. Today I am going to talk about F1 student visa for the United States. In this video I am going to tell you about the details of F1 visa. I'll tell you about its purpose, its process, its validity, travel restrictions, extension and change of status, OPT and CPT options, and I'm going to add a bonus tip especially for F1 students. So stay tuned till the end of this video and all of this is coming right up. What is an F1 visa? If you want to come to the United States to study, you need an F1 visa. The type of course you want to attend and the university you plan to attend determines the type of student visa you need. There is either an F or an M visa. Generally, an university, school, private school, undergrad, all of these need an F1 visa. Only exception is some vocational institutions and some non-academic institutions will need an M visa instead of F visa. Now let's look at which schools can offer you an F1 visa and what is the general process. As a first step, you want to apply and register to Student Exchange Visitor Information System, SEVIS, and you must pay the SEVIS fee. The school or university that accepts you for your admission will provide you with I-20. After you receive an I-20, then you can make an appointment at the embassy in your country and get the visa stamped. During the visa appointment, you will need to show the I-20 to the visa officer. If your spouse or children plan to attend with you, they need to apply for the dependent visa as well. There is a government website called educationusa.state.gov. There is a lot of resource on that website which is official and you might want to go through it before you make any decision. Learn about the variety of options that are available in the United States from the university perspective, from different courses perspective, and see what applies to you. It all depends on your ambitions and future aspirations, what course or degree or university you want to choose. You are going to spend your hard-earned money here in the United States and that too in US dollars. So you want to make sure you make the most out of it. The first rule of thumb is select good institution. What do I mean by good institution? The institutions that offer you a full-length program and a degree at the end of it. The institutions that actually have a campus and an university and actual in-person classes. Stay away from the universities that are operated only online. These may be fraudulent universities. So do your own research before applying for such universities. Any university which will allow you to work right from day one when you arrive in the United States is probably not a legitimate university in the STEM program. So you might want to stay away from those. Next and very important part of this is you need to explore your finance options. You need to be clear on how much money you are going to spend while you are studying in the United States. The money you will need is for tuition fees, your accommodation in the dorm or your private accommodation, your food, your travel, and any other living expense that you might need during your stay in the United States. So that can add up. If you feel that you need funding, you might want to explore the options at the university for student loan. Generally, student loan has a very high interest rate and it's payable after you complete your studies. So once you get into the job. But the hard part is that sticks with you for a very long time. You might want to pay it off as soon as possible. In fact, if you can avoid the student loan altogether, that is the best option. But if you must have it, then think about paying it off sooner rather than later. Now you want to select your institutions where you want to study and make applications. Plan ahead and know what documents are required by each university. Some universities will have the requirement for GRE, some may don't, GRE or GMAT. Make sure your score is within the range of their admission criteria. All the universities that you apply will let you know if you are accepted in their university and they will issue you an I-20. You will need this I-20 to apply for your visa. Next important topic in the student visa is selecting the semester. Now there are 2 semesters where you can start. Typically, most of the universities start in fall semester for a fresh course, but universities will also let you start in spring semester. There are some advantages and disadvantages of selecting fall versus spring. I personally would go with fall semester. Typically, the new courses and prerequisites are offered in fall semester, and the advanced courses are offered in spring semester. So if you start in a spring semester and the coursework requires you to take some prerequisites, you may have to wait until the fall to take them before you can take the advanced courses. So my personal opinion is fall semester is a good one to start, but you need to decide what best works for you. Next is applying for your student visa. Once you become familiar with the process and all the documentation that is required for the visa, you want to make sure that you allow ample time for preparation of your application. Don't apply too early, as you will have wasted time on your visa. And don't apply too late either, or you will risk missing the semester. Next is prepare for the departure to the United States. Once you get your visa stamped on your passport, you want to make sure that you arrive on time before the university starts. Don't arrive too early, otherwise you will waste your time on the visa, or don't arrive too late, otherwise you will miss the semester. Make sure you carry all the documentation that you submitted during the visa processing, as you may need it to show to the visa officer on arrival. You might also want to check if there are any online orientations, or if university gives any online orientation before you arrive to the university. There may be useful tips within that. Now, what are the things that you want to remember while you are on F1 visa in the United States? It is very important to know that you don't violate any F1 visa rules. Make sure you don't go for the job or any work outside of the university right away when you arrive. Sometimes it's referred to as day 1 CPT. Stay away from that. Remember, you must maintain your valid F1 status, and what that means is you should follow all the rules that are associated with the F1 status. On F1, you are intended to study at a university full-time and not for work. You can work up to 20 hours if the university session is in full swing. And you can work full-time on campus if the university is off. There is also an availability of pre-completion OPT that allows you to work for a certain number of hours outside the campus while you are still studying the course. And then there is post-completion OPT. For non-STEM students, the post-completion OPT is about a year. But for the STEM students, the post-completion OPT can be extended by another 24 months after your first year is over. This is very important because after your studies are completed, and if you want to work in the United States for a longer period of time, you need to apply for a work permit. So those were all the things that an F1 student need to remember while they're staying in the United States. Now I promised you to give you a special tip, so let's look at that. Tip number 1. You are not allowed to study in the United States as a full-time student while you are on a visitor visa, or if you are on an ETA, which is Electronic Travel Authorization, which is available for the countries that have a visa waiver program with the United States. So if you are in the US on ETA or on a visitor visa, you are not expected to study full-time. The rule of thumb is if the coursework offers you a degree or a certificate, and if it's full-time, you need to be on F1 visa. And then the third tip is apply for a work permit such as H1B visa soon after you graduate. The advantage is if you are in a STEM OPT, you have up to 3 years to try for H1B lottery, which is only done once a year. So you have 3 consecutive years of applying for H1B visa after your studies on F1. So that's all I had in this video for today. If you like, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.